Welcome to On Cooldown, the weekly WoW news show right here on Marcelian&Online. In today's episode, we will talk about getting flying faster. How much faster? Well, faster than last week because rare spawns in Nazjatar have been addressed, plus there are these cool coral giant rares that you might not know about. Classic WoW! No, it's going away. The beta is ending soon, with a month before we will actually have it on live servers. Hype! We're close, we're getting close. Do you take your world PvP with a dash of nazjatar or a sprinkle of mechagon? Either way, we have some more incentive to do both, plus mechagon has received some hotfixes to tinkering and other things. Get ready to cap your necklace because artifact knowledge and war mode bonuses are hitting hard. Also, the weekly M plus affixes combinations have been changed and next week is fucking shit! Hello, you wonderful nerd! Hello! It's the weekend! Or Friday! Or Saturday! Or Sunday. Okay, listen, can you please just watch this video at the end of the week so my scripts can work out? Work is done, screw your boss, screw Janice from HR, and screw Bob for always asking about your day. Bob is so cheerful and perky. Ew! I bet his coffee tastes like accomplished goals and a good pension plan. Ugh. But enough about that. Let's get into the news. Take it away, Orc. Thanks, Flame. Say hi to your dad Marcelian from me. I hate you. You wouldn't if you had flying, but you don't cause you're editing this video instead of farming rep. Oh well. But you should get flying, and you can. In the past few days we have seen some changes and hotfixes to nazjatar and mechagon, particularly with rare spawns. Although the rares we have are still not the rares we once had. Most of the rares give something special outside simple AP, and people have been farming them like crazy, seriously. There is just so much you can do with daily and world quests to speed up that reputation farming, and this is where extra activities come in. For one thing, rares have been buffed, you would say, so that they are easier to do. They have more health and their health starts to scale up way faster. What this means is that if you are actually farming them, chances are they will die before you get to some, and the changes are meant to prevent that, giving more people a chance to tag and get the credit for the kill. Some of the more out of the way rares are the coral giants in nazjatar that give artifact power, of course, but also have a chance to drop specific items that give followers XP as well. We know follower XP contributes to your memory of lucid dreams essence, which is a very strong essence for certain specs that rely on heavy resource usage. Each coral giant has a unique way of being activated because if you simply pass them, you cannot target them or interact with them in any way. There are 4 in total in nazjatar, and you should be able to find groups doing them pretty much all the time. An Emonar can be found in the coral forest area, and to trigger him, you need to engage a colossal sky ray with gliders or gliding or maybe even flying if you have it, since they cannot be reached from the ground. Tag one and kite it to an Emonar and kill it with your group there. Yes, group. It's an MMO and Blizzard made it so you have to get people because it has over 10 million HP. It's nice, it brings back an older feeling of feeling you need to be a part of a bigger group to achieve bigger things, and WoW needs this, and needs this more and more each day. There are other coral giants as well. Kelp Willow can be activated by charming a muck slug with a prismatic crystal and bringing it to the giant's foot. Oronu can be activated with a drowned hatchling pet that you buy for 40 mana pearls, and Urdu can be found by kiting and killing a staghorn reef walker at his feet. Let's continue with where it all began. Classic WoW. It's ending! The beta that is, and the date is on the 12th of July, so not much time left. Marcelian and I are definitely not sad that we didn't get in. We definitely did not want to play Classic. We think World of Casino Craft is the future. If you missed the Classic beta test, similar to us, then don't fret because we will still have one last stress test on the 25th of July. Every subsequent stress test Blizzards did pushed the servers even further, and most likely the last one will be the biggest one yet. Maybe more epic battlegrounds? Or maybe we will do some Lights, Hope, Chapel World PvP? Either way, if you're still on the fence about Classic WoW, this could be your last easy chance to get a glimpse of the gameplay. We will play Classic when it's out, but probably not cover much of it outside streaming. However, Classic is opening eyes and doing the positive things I was hoping it would do. It shows Blizzard and the player base at the same time that Classic was fun. Because nostalgia? Maybe. Because it was OG? Maybe. But maybe because Classic WoW still held to a core concept that we grew up loving about gaming. Working to achieve a difficult goal and getting rewarded for it. Not get 20 Titan Forged items along the way or having to repeat the process because the item dropped with the wrong stats. We are seeing it slightly in 8.2, where we have a little more control over what we get. The focus is on the word little. But Ian did mention they want to stray away from Titan Forging, and this happened some weeks or months after he justified Titan Forging was in the game to give players the sense of amazement when it procced. Oh Ian, I'm not sure if you had to say that or you actually believed it, but I am glad you and your team are starting to stray away from instant gratification systems, even if it's with baby steps. So, July the 25th, mark it down on your calendars and see you there. To prepare for the World PvP in Classic, first you have to enable notifications on our channel because insert transition here. Click the bell thingy so you can get updates for our videos as soon as they go live. You'll get updates like the new War Mode daily quest in Mechagon where you simply have to do things and gather 150 prototype implants. This only works if you have War Mode on, however it incentivizes people to smack the shit out of each other. Alliance. Plus the rewards are super nice. Good amount of rep, spare parts tucked in nicely into a spare crate, and gold. And speaking of war mode, Nazjatar has also had a fix to the World PvP event. If you are playing on a faction heavy server like Draenor, you probably won 110% of your World PvP events as Horde. That's kind of shit to be honest. Mostly because it means exactly diddly squat if you don't get to kill at least one player. And I had more than one event that went by and I couldn't find one alliance after roaming for over 30 minutes. This time the event only activates if the faction ratio with war mode enabled is fair. Blizzard didn't mention if the ratio had to be a specific number, but if people know about this, hopefully they can enable that PvP because honestly, it's super fun to smash each other in the face. There have also been a lot of hotfixes and we'll probably continue to see them in the next few weeks. One of the biggest change was the nerf to epic gems, which now provide 50 secondary stats as opposed to the previously 60. You might have already noticed this in game and it is intended. Because Titan Forging! Once again, this amazing system that is so crucial for players to enjoy the game is fucking us up on another level. The gems being too strong made the Titan Forging gear shit because sockets were a much better option. One argument can be that we should remove Titan Forging and just leave sockets instead. That way there won't be two RNG systems competing with each other and invalidating one another. The second argument would be that, do we want any RNG systems that give us multiple versions of the same item? Because remove Titan Forging and you would still be bummed when an item dropped without a socket. Not to mention the wrong secondary stats. Would you guys like sockets to be something we manually add to the gear? That would be interesting, and if they can make that available with professions or maybe another way, it would give players more control over the game. But at the same time it would clearly reduce the subscription time players had because no RNG means you get your loot faster and that's just not good business. What do you think? Moving on, the epic reagent chain igniter coil is no longer sold at the vendors in Mechagon, where previously you could get it for 35k gold. I mean, I want to meet the guy that can afford to spam purchase these. And a lot more quality of life improvement, like being able to craft blueprint stuff with reagents stashed in your bank, or the amount of quest items needed to complete the requisition dailies in Nazjatar being reduced, and thank God for that because roaming for over 45 minutes to find those freaking kelp buds and seaweeds made me question some life choices and reassess my priorities. Lastly, we have the first few glimpses at the new affix combinations for Mythic Plus. Earlier this year, the devs mentioned that some affix combinations were considerably more difficult than others, which gave birth to the expression push weeks. And that's true. You would prepare for easy affix combinations, and when a push week happened, you would just do higher keys and not bother with those annoying affixes in other weeks. Are they better or not? We will have to see, because the new affixes come in combinations with the new seasonal affix, beguiling as well, which we don't have yet in the game. Well, not for another few days at least, so this week would be the last one with reaping. Yes, reaping is going away, it was fun, we loved it, but it's time to move on and see what the Naga emissaries will do to our weekly chests and spec balance when pushing keys. This week, artifact knowledge is also kicking in, giving us a boost of 30% faster neck leveling. That means 30% less artifact required to level up. This artifact knowledge will not stay forever, mind you. Along with the war mode bonus for Alliance increased to 25% because, well, I've been on the receiving end of an underrepresented faction in World PvP, and it's definitely not fun. Last time Blizzard did World PvP incentives, the Horde was utterly crushed, so I still don't get why Alliance refuses to keep World PvP enabled. Statistically speaking, Horde has always been more focused on PvE, and Alliance edged towards PvP. And maybe because World PvP matters so little, nobody interested bothered to do it, since they would just get their fix from arenas. Hopefully World PvP will be expanded upon in the future and make it a competitive choice with arenas, at least in terms of rewards balanced with the time invested. There are still people on the fence about certain specs in 8.2 that received a lot of buffs, and we already covered Frost DKs on our channel with a first impression video that you should check out. Shout out to our patrons for their continued love and support, and if you are interested in our Patreon program, check the details down in the description. Gear up this summer with our official WoW branded Marcelian&Online merch. Check our Teespring link down below and get yourself some t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, and even mugs for that morning coffee. Thanks for watching the video and enjoy your weekend.